Welcome back to Stache Club Wrestling. My name is John.
My name is Jimmy.
Today, first of all, happy Money in the Bank season. We must be close because we're putting this video out. So today we are doing ranking every single Money in the Bank cash that's ever happened. 33 of these suckers, apparently. Yeah, you're telling me.
I'm getting old.
From the gold briefcase to the black briefcase to the red briefcase to the blue briefcase, we're ranking them all. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe, leave your likes, leave your comments. Let us know as we kind of go along what you agree with, what you disagree with. Check out the Patreon, check out our merch, check out our Fanatics affiliate link. All that is in the description. Also, we're going to have a live stream at, I should look up the date at this point. I think it's June 7th. We're going to live stream on the channel for the SCW Money in the Bank briefcase, so that'll be on the line. Yeah, with that said, good luck in terms of let's have a good time,
Yeah, vibes, man.
All right, the first one is the first ever cash-in, Edge cashing in on John Cena.
Oof.
It's a good one. It's an all-timer. It kind of set the precedence of what the whole thing is. I know where I'm leaning. Where are you?
So this is just purely cash-in, not just like run with the briefcase and like...
Not run, just the moment of the cash-in.
Because I loved Edge, because I feel like this being the first one, we really had no idea like what this briefcase meant and like how literal it meant to like anytime, any place, anywhere. And also just like Edge being a heel, you know, I remember Lita, you know, the Gold Rush tournament with Kane and cheating, and the whole run was great. And this really made Edge a superstar.
And I think in the moment too, them like, because obviously from this you had either people like calling their shot or a run in, where this was like him handing it over to Vince, which was like just like a good moment, you know?
Iconic. Right after the Elimination Chamber, so Cena just beat the bag out of Shawn Michaels, Chris Masters, Carlito, Kurt Angle, all bloodied up, and then prone opponent, classic Money in the Bank cash-in. I think this belongs in S.
It's an S tier for me.
Yeah, it's an S tier.
I'll be honest with you, I think there's going to be a lot that goes in S tier, because I'm a sucker for just a run-in cash-in, you know what I mean?
Yes.
All right, the next one is in 2006, also in 2006, I should say. RVD cash in on John Cena, calling his shot, which I respect, for one night stand. Which I'll tell you this, I love this match. I love everything about this match. I always forget that it is a cash-in. It happened because it's a cash-in, you know?
You do forget that.
It's a good... So this is tough because there's not like this like... The moment, I guess, is the match, right?
Yeah.
Like the moment, it's no real run-in. So it's kind of just the whole idea of it. This one's also up there for me. I also love this.
I mean, I hate to just be nostalgia and ECW and the whole surrounding. I mean, you just think of, you know, also Cena's role in this, which is he comes into here and he's the most hated man in the building. The big guy throwing the t-shirt right back at him with the double birds.
And the fact that RVD won this is still like the coolest thing. So it's an S for me. I hate to just put S. It's an S for me.
One of the most talented, beloved superstars finally winning the WWE Championship at a pay-per-view that was so unique and so honoring a dead promotion that people loved, and it's just so iconic.
Accidentally put the...
And one of the rare times too where I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was probably the only time a cash-in beforehand worked and was good. Because there's been, as a babyface, I do like the move of like, oh, I'm not going to be a bad guy and cash in.
It's
on
different
someone.
too.
It's different, and it aligns with, you know, him being a good guy and saying, hey, we're going to have a match for this. Not I'm just going to kick your ass after you just got your ass kicked. But they've done this. They've done it a few times afterwards. But I always thought it always kind of fell flat in the face. And we also get into some failed cash-ins.
Oh, we'll get to them. All right, number 3. For the second time, and because I think we talked about this depending on what comes out first, we talked about this in a quiz we did. Edge cashing on The Undertaker in 2007, and I do believe this is him winning it off of Mr. Kennedy, and then Edge got it back, and blah, blah, blah. Undertaker already super, like, bloodied up and beaten. It's a good one. It's not
this way, not this way, Michael Cole, you beast.
I'd be closer. For the sake of where I hold S, it's a good one. It is very, like, we were talking about this, too, where, like, Edge is someone I immediately think of when you think of Money in the Bank and holding it. So, like, it's A or B for me. I'm curious where you are.
I'm kind of leaning towards S, but again,
Ray, I don't think we kind of, I don't know, but I don't know if it's on the same tier as the first two to me. I don't know.
That's fair. Yeah, this was special to me, and again, it kind of just brought home the fact that this is Edge's match. Yep. Edge's kind of go-to way.
Pushes the ultimate opportunist sort of thing.
So, I have it. I kind of put it maybe at S, but I can see where you're coming from, and maybe we can settle somewhere.
I'm fine with going A right now, and like the more we do this, or the longer the video is, we can always move things up or down. Sure. Maybe it sneaks its way back up into S, but I like A for now. All right, next we have 2008 CM Punk cashing in on Edge. This is a good one too.
Do you remember who beat up Edge? Because I remember it wasn't like a post-match; it was kind of a segment. I think it was Batista. Batista.
It was Batista. I watched. I kind of refreshed my memory on all these. It was Batista, a pretty newly signed to Raw Batista, beat down Edge, was walking up. This fire burns hits, and then Edge come in. All right, sorry, CM Punk come in. So it's like it's a great one, but it isn't like a run in, a slide. It's great. But it is the first one where it's an already like super beaten down opponent. It's outside of a match. It is kind of cool that, the Edge was in street clothes. So it kind of gives to the fact of like any time, any place. Where are you thinking? I
think too what kind of goes against this is this particular man, CM Punk, had a better one. So the fact you got to think of that. And then I'm comfortable with this in either A or B.
I'm at A or B. I think B because what we have in A. Yeah. I like this less than A than what's in A. So we'll go B for now. Like I said, things can go up and down.
Sure.
All right. Next, speaking of CM Punk, back to back, 2009 CM Punk on Jeff Hardy. This one rocks. Yeah. I believe like a fight was put up. Like there was a kick out, right? And you had a little bit of a match, which I think is I'm a sucker for when a Money in the Bank briefcase run-in ends up being like, still like a 5-minute match. And you get a kick out and you get some offense from the other person. This was cool. Who did Jeff Hardy face?
I believe Edge.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. Which is, God, Edge is involved in like all of these.
Some way, shape, or form he is, yeah.
It's a good. Where are you? Are you at A? Considering what we were talking about, it's better than his other one, or is it a high B?
I think it's an A.
Yeah.
I even kind of flirt with an S, but maybe I'm just such a sucker for the first few Money in the Bank.
I have others in my head that I know are S's, which leads me to giving this one more of an A.
I love this one too. I think it's way better than his first cash in, and then the fact that this was a babyface CM Punk cashing in, and then the kind of the fallout after beating one of the most beloved superstars.
This led to the whole feud.
Yeah, then he's like realizes, the fans love Jeff more, and then I'm just gonna really become an absolute dick and start bringing home the heel tendencies of bringing up Jeff's shaky history, and this them being polar opposites, and it was so well done. And like you said too, a great addition to this was like Jeff did kick out, and Punk hit the facials of he couldn't believe that he kicked out, and for a split second you thought maybe this would be the first ever failed cash in.
Yeah, it was the first one that it wasn't just a guaranteed. All right, so we gave that an A.
Yes, I would like to.
Okay, yeah, I'm down with that. 2010 Jack Swagger on Chris Jericho. Not in love with it. Where are you? I'm not in love with it.
Dude, Jack freaking Swagger. I'm
trying to think of the moment. Like I said, I kind of rewatched all these, but
Jack Swagger, very much a mid-carder. This was kind of the first time someone won the World Heavyweight Championship, and you're kind of looking at him like,
wow, my God, Edge is involved again.
No
Edge
kidding.
took out Jericho.
Oh, wow.
Edge just took out Jericho. Jack came in, made an announcement. Referee took a long time per usual. Won the World Heavyweight. Yeah, okay.
And then what I hate about this, guys, this doesn't have to do with the cash in, but then afterwards, like Jack Swagger just they've seen how successful Jericho was with this heel persona of wearing a suit and being just stone faced all the time. Jack Swagger just copied him after this, being the world champion, and it was so lame.
I'd be at a C.
I might do a D.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, you don't gotta argue that to me. Yep. All right, next one, 2010. Oh yeah, so this is the one. There was 3 in 2010.
Oh.
Kane, same night on my goat, Rey Mysterio. This is right after the match. Rey Mysterio defeated, I just watched it the other day, but defeated someone, retained the title, and then Kane won that Money in the Bank briefcase earlier in the night. So this is, I believe, our first same night cash-in.
Yep, first time ever. I think that gets some bonus points.
I think so.
Otherwise, it's kind of not too spectacular. You know, a beloved Rey Mysterio world champion, then loses it to Kane. Kane, though, at this point in his career, so badly needed this because all he had to his name was the one-day reign of the WWF Championship, and like he really needed this.
And I believe this is around like the fake Undertaker sort of stuff. Like, remember it was like another Undertaker or some shit. I don't know, or it was another Kane. I forget what it was. I could be wrong. I thought there was something like that.
This was his world title run where I think he eventually started feuding with Taker, and then
maybe
got Paul Bear involved.
So my point being is like what this led to.
Yeah.
I think was really good for the sake of Kane's career. It was cool that it was kind of a later stage Kane to get this. Also crazy that Kane was in the Money in the Bank match in the general.
Yeah.
But if we're just talking about this cash-in moment, it gets points for being the first same night, which I think probably in the moment in 2010 was like the most shocking thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm at like a B or a C.
If it wasn't the first ever one, I would probably say C. But the fact that it was the first ever, I don't mind it putting in B for now.
I'd be at like a low B. Okay. Is kind of where I'm at. I'm not mad at
Sounds
that.
good to me.
All right, next one. Also in 2010, we have The Miz cashing on Randy Orton to become the WWE champion. I'll be honest. That was the moment with the girl.
Yeah, oh my God.
I'll be honest. Kind of a big fan of it. This obviously led to the Cena Miz moment at WrestleMania with Miz retaining over Cena. Was there Nexus involvement in this? I was watching.
It is a time period that would make sense.
I believe we can watch it real quick. But I believe like Nexus came in and then Cena came in. It was like a whole ordeal. Wade Barrett stuff. Wade Barrett versus. All right, I know what it is. It's fine. The fucking commercials. It was Wade Barrett versus Cena. Cena came in to take out Wade Barrett. Miz cash in. And then that kind of turned into a little bit of a match and like what have you. Like the moment itself is fine. I like what it led to. I love the emotion in Miz's face when he won it.
Yeah.
You could tell like that was Mike that came out. Granted, like I know it was so like the Miz heel and the Miz like sucks whatever, but that was so Mike winning that, holding up the, I did it, almost crying. I like it. I really do.
I'm sort of. I can't help but to go back to how I felt when I was, I think, a teenager and watching this and being so mad and being such a hater of the Miz. Just like being like almost like a moment where like I'm done watching wrestling. This dude from the real world who like doesn't look like a wrestler.
It's a 14-year-old like fuck this shit.
Yeah, I just but then like now being an adult and appreciating the Miz for his career and all he's done, like this was his big break.
I'd be at a B. I won't be higher than a B, I don't think.
Yeah,
but that's I like middle
B.
of the road.
I like B.
All right, next one. Oh man, 2011, Alberto Del Rio on CM Punk.
What a great way to elevate the summer of Punk and get those great momentum than Del Rio. This is D. D for Del Rio. This was absolute garbage. And I feel like this at this point too, where the Money in the Bank booking wise becomes such almost a hindrance. Where it's like we have this guy, he has the briefcase. When's he gonna cash in? We don't know. Months go by, and then eventually it's like, okay, we have to do it at some point. And then let's derail all this great momentum we've built with the Summer of Punk and have Del Rio win the WWE Championship. This was baloney.
Yeah. It is also like kind of what you were saying. It's interesting now how like you do book yourself into a corner almost sometimes. I think that's the reason why there's been so many failed cash-ins because like, or like the briefcase switching hands because WWE is like, well, you want that underdog person. So how like now the world titles are given to like the top guy. Like the WWE Championship, no one other than Cena, Cody, Roman are touching it / have touched it for years.
Yep.
Right? So it's like, are they really gonna, which I wish they would, but are they gonna give like a mid-card guy that cash in at the WWE title? Where now they have the world heavyweight, it kind of seems like, the more targeted one that would be cash in on. But you do book yourself into a corner where I do miss, like back in the day, you would have, we're gonna talk about him, Dolph Ziggler, Big E. Del Rio and Swagger are in that camp, but I don't love those. But they're still in that same mid-card or whatever to be like, I never thought they'd win a world title. Where now, I think it's also why you're getting big stars in the Money in the Bank match, because they want to be a little safer with it. They don't want to be too risky with it, which I don't love.
Have you seen the thing that's been reported that Triple H has kind of come out and said that he hates the Money in the Bank and the concept and all that stuff?
There's a report he's going to say that?
No, he hates it. Like, he just
he said
that. Doesn't like the Money in the Bank.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what I mean is, like, in this day and age, I don't agree with him, but I see why he would say that, because he wants, Roman Reigns to have it for 3 or 4 years. And when you have a Money in the Bank cash, it's like, it might derail. Exactly.
To do something you may not want to do. Plus, maybe because you never won it. So,
but this is a D for sure.
Oh, just the worst.
All right, next one. We are still in 2011. We have Daniel Bryan on the Big Show. Good moment, great moment. This is a weird match. It was Big Show versus Mark Henry.
Yeah,
and then Daniel Bryan came in.
And again, this is around the time where I just felt like the World Heavyweight Championship was definitely just creeping lower and lower to the mid card. And again, it's great that guys like the Big Show and Mark Henry can get runs with the world title, but it still feels like less than because of that on SmackDown.
This is great. It just doesn't scream all timer.
No, it doesn't. But like also just like at a time period where what was it, 2011, where I would never imagine in a million years them allowing Daniel Bryan to win the championship.
It so sick.
It of course starts this whole movement and is very important too.
I'd be at A. I just don't think it's S. But I'd be at like A or B. Maybe a high B.
I think high B.
Yeah.
I hate to call him a B+ player, but
Yeah. 2012, we have John Cena on CM Punk, the first ever failed cash-in.
This is Raw 1000, I believe.
Yes.
And then it ended in a DQ with Dwayne or the Big Show?
Yeah, the Big Show. Big Show came out, and then The Rock came out.
And then Punk turned heel. Clothesline.
Yes, clothesline The Rock.
So the whole moment was kind of awesome, but the cash-in itself.
But also, I think there's credit to be given for the first ever time failed. Because I was thinking about this before. Obviously, I put this together last night, kind of thinking about it, where like you do need the failed cash-ins. Because if you just have all 33 cash-ins successful, it's almost like, oh, this person has the briefcase. Like, of course they're gonna win it. Where granted, it is like what, 4 to 6 failed cash-ins in its whole history versus like, 20 high 20s other.
Yep.
But you do need, I think this helps to give that little bit of like, oh, it could fail.
Yes.
So at this point it's the first.
And honestly, credit to Big Match John for being the first person to kind of fall on that sword. I mean, it's not going to hurt him because you can make the argument too that he never really needed the briefcase in the first place. But of course, that kind of moment of him taking the briefcase.
Yeah, and like, who knows? Like, there's always skepticism on like if he was supposed to win that because of that moment. You know what I mean?
He was supposed to win it. But then, like I said earlier, this is a pre-cash-in, pre-match cash-in,
which I do like,
which is good. It definitely aids the John Cena squeaky clean good guy, mantra.
I don't know. I'm leaning just B again. Because it's like, I do really like it for A, and I like the moment, and then you get The Rock and Punk and like whatever. But like,
ends in a DQ, and then
all this could have happened without the Money in the Bank briefcase.
I think we pop C's cherry.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I mean, I'd be closer to B, but I'm not mad at putting this at C at all.
Because it's unique in that aspect,
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily
It's
bad.
not D for the sake that it does get credit for it being the first one, But I'm with you. All right, 2013. Whoa. Dolph Ziggler on Alberto Del Rio Jimmy. This is why we save the S spot. This is why we reserve it. What else can we? First of all, him just taking it off Del Rio is like the sickest shit.
Yeah.
But also, it's Ziggler.
Yes.
Who would have ever thought Ziggler would have got it? I mean, everyone knew he deserved it, but like in the sense of like the company. This is the easiest S maybe of the day. One of the easiest.
No
S's.
question. It was definitely good it happened at the Raw after Mania, but like WrestleMania 29 was kind of lackluster. Could have definitely used this huge big crowd popping moment, but they decided to then save it for the next night, and I think it was great that they did because you get a smaller arena, but you wouldn't know that by the sound of the crowd losing their collective minds for Dolph Ziggler. And then Big E, AJ Lee, the whole faction was it was just a special moment. Never forget it.
All right, move on to sticking in 2013. Like I said, 3 cash-ins 2013 as well, I believe. Let's get my dates wrong. We have Randy Orton on Daniel Bryan There's a whole can of worms here.
Yeah.
We got Evolution. We got Triple H turning on Daniel Bryan the second time he's in a special guest referee uniform for a cash-in. It's a great one. I like it. I like it a lot. It started a lot. You kind of get that, heel turn and connection with Orton and Evolution, or sorry, Triple H with Orton and Evolution. I know where I'm at. What are your thoughts?
It's so interesting because I feel like there's definitely people that would put this right at S, and there's also people that would put this at freaking D because of, Daniel Bryan finally reaches the summit, finally wins the WWE, beats big match John Cena.
Storyline-wise, it's heartbreaking. Yeah, 100%.
And then but at this point too, there, Randy Orton is still kind of in that. There's still discussions around Randy Orton of kind of being a boring wrestler, and he definitely wasn't as loved as he is now.
Look at this video.
In 2013.
Obviously, we're not going to play it for copyright reasons, but like I said, I kind of watched all these back. Look at this video and look at how young and different Randy looks. It's actually shocking. Look at him.
Oh wow!
Isn't that with the beard? His face is so slim. He's a baby. Oh, and then like he turns away. Triple H with the low blow.
This is amazing. This is story.
Or not the low blow, the pedigree.
Oh my god. No, this is so great, man.
It's, you know what? I was leaning A. It might be S. I wouldn't be mad at A.
I think we have to put it at A. Because
you want to go A?
Just for, because I know there's a good amount of people that do hate this. But that's the whole point of it, man. But at the same time, I get it. But yeah, no, this was fantastic. I'd put A. Maybe high A.
All right, next, 2013. Oof. Damien Sandow failed cash in with a leather briefcase. I mean, this is tough. Why'd they even have Sandow win it? I know this is like you said, a 12-year argument at this point or complaint. Why even have Sandow win it in the first place if this is what we're doing?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I don't know how long he had the briefcase for. I want to say a decent amount of time because he had the whole custom briefcase, and maybe they thought eventually he would cash in on maybe the World Heavyweight title. But I think this is around the time where they're getting closer and closer to unifying the titles. And you know damn well there's one world title. Damien Sandow ain't holding it. So they're like, we gotta get the briefcase off this guy, and then what happens.
I'm just at a D for this one.
I'm gonna put D, and then, but I remember I was rewatching this for potential Money in the Bank content, whatever.
Yep.
And his partner at the time was Cody Rhodes, if you ever heard of him. And I kind of thought there for a second, because then they did a spot in the match where Cody Rhodes is like very close to winning it. He's a young Cody too, and then his partner Damien Sandow throws him over the top, and then he gets the briefcase.
Sure.
If Cody Rhodes wins this match, which he easily could have, if booking decision wise, he definitely could have been. The roles could have been reversed. Cody Rhodes wins this match.
Let me stop you there. Butterfly effect. Cody Rhodes wins this match.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of something funny, to be honest with you. This match. Butterfly effect. Cody Rhodes wins this match, and Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank buys the WWE.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's a real just domino effect.
Book it.
And I could tell you how we get there, but we don't have time in the video. We don't have time.
Yeah, totally.
But sorry, what happened? What happened?
No AEW. I think
there's crazy. I was like making a joke about butterfly effect, but that's an actual like kind of genuine butterfly effect.
Does Cody ever become Stardust if he wins the wins the Money Bank and then ideally wins the WWE Championship, becomes Stardust and then leaves the WWE, and then of course Double or Nothing happens and what have you? But does that all happen?
It's so crazy.
If he wins if he just wins this random 2013 Money in the Bank match,
it is like that meme, like the domino thing, where it's like Cody Rhodes losing the Money in the Bank thing, and then the biggest domino is like AEW, like. And
then even more butterfly effect does. Cody Rhodes, if he does win the Money in the Bank, end up, and I think you should leave in that scale. 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55. Damien Sandow is the guy in the car. So is Cody Rhodes actually that guy?
Whoa.
It's a lot to think about.
God, life's trippy. That was a pretty. I didn't even need my bit because I was even a more.
I love Mr. Wonderful, so I don't mind.
I don't know why I couldn't think of anything funnier. All right, we put that in D. Okay, we'll move on. Ooh, 2015. Don't even need to really describe it too much. It's the heist of the century. Seth Rollins. I'm going to just put it before we even talk about it. It's an S. It's maybe the best one. What? No, you're lying.
Dude,
wait, what?
I love Big Dog Roman Reigns so much. He was having a instant classic with Brock Lesnar. No,
okay, I was like, you had me for a second there.
This is the best.
I think it's the best. I think it's the
S
best.
of the S, you know?
I see it. Boom. S, easy S. Easiest S of the day. I'm not even going to lump it up. I'm going to put it, boom, right in front.
It's just easy.
Yeah, like I said, we don't have to talk too much. It's just the best one. It's the best one. It's the best moment. The surprise, the run-in, all the imagery, him winning the title, swinging it the fuck around. No one thought he would, in the sense of it was Roman and Brock. It was like, oh, well, that's the two guys that, whatever.
And it just ended a WrestleMania where going into it, everyone's like, this is going to be a shit WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Altogether, this included with it, obviously, but altogether was a top-tier WrestleMania.
All right, we'll move on to... sticking in 2015, we have Sheamus on a Roman Reigns. Also, Sheamus shaking Triple H's hand at the end. I think a lot of this was maybe I don't really know what the backstage stuff is, but my guess is this is when Roman wasn't really still getting over. They're like, oh, we need a little bit of a reset. Let's just put it on Sheamus.
Hey, remember when we did that thing with Daniel Bryan and John Cena a few years ago? Let's copy and paste it and have Roman Reigns be Daniel Bryan, and he's gonna get over. Oh wait, it doesn't hit the same. I don't know if I'm all the way at D. I'd probably be a C. I think a C. I like Sheamus. This was.
I think that's why, right? Yeah. I'm just happy he got the world title.
Me too.
Know what I mean?
And then what I loved about this whole run was the Sheamus 5:15 shirts. I think it was.
Oh yeah.
Because Roman Reigns had the belt for 5 minutes 15 seconds or whatever. Funny. So it progressed the storyline. It was a pretty shocking moment because at that point I thought Sheamus was ever going to be WWE champion again, but. I think a C is appropriate ranking.
Fair.
Yeah.
Ooh, we have 2016 Dean Ambrose cashing in on Seth Rollins. I believe the match was Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns the champion. Seth Rollins winning it. Dean Ambrose same night cash in. Important to note. Also, my favorite factoid about this is at one point every member of the Shield was the world champion.
Yeah,
was the WWE champion.
Super dope.
Is it an S? I don't know. I don't think it's not. To me, it's not lower than an A. Because I like it.
I think I was kind of leaning towards B.
Yeah, talk to me.
And I'm not sure, because around this time period, I got struck with mono. And I was never sicker in my life. So I was in my house watching TV for months. I was really sick.
Yep.
And then this is around the time where Seth Rollins was recovering from his knee injury. It was redesign, rebuild, reclaim. And I had the same mantra. I bought the shirt. I even had a Facebook post. I'm like, I'm sick right now, but I'm coming back. Summer 2016, I think this was, because I remember I lost a $100 bet with my friend Steve for the Cavs Warrior series, LeBron for Steph.
God, what a
and
time.
It was a great time to be. Well, not really for me because I had mono.
They do say summer of 2016 is the best summer ever. You spent it with mono.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was down bad.
Wow, that's crazy.
I did recover and I also had a great 2016. Sure. But I'm not sure if that kind of clouds my... Because I was very upset. I'm like, Seth's my boy. Here he is. He beat Roman Reigns for the title. And then Dean Ambrose kind of gets his lick back. The Shield.
Does it lessen it for you also because it's same night?
Oh, because it's the same night cashing. He won the one. Oh.
Which I think during this time, I think it's only happened one other time.
Right. And it was pretty shocking.
Yeah. And I think, Dean, this is when Dean Ambrose was still treated well, and his run was pretty good.
It was a pretty good run because then he held down SmackDown Live for a bit. I think me personally, I'd put it at B, but if you wanted an A, I don't mind.
I'll take that from you. I'm liking what we got so far.
Yes.
All right, we'll move on to 2017 Baron Corbin's failed cash in on Jinder Mahal. I'm not really sure if it was after or during it was John Cena versus Jinder. Jinder was the champion. Jinder kept it.
I want to say this is a stretch in my life where I'm like, I'm too cool to watch wrestling. I was busy doing other stuff, and I didn't even catch this. And then it was one of those things where I'd find out about it later on and be like, wow, Baron Corbin's a nerd.
There was a time in high school for me, I think junior and senior year, I wasn't really tapped in. I kind of got back into it in college, but in high school, none of my friends were watching it. I think it was also a thing of you're in that point of high school where it's it's the cool kids or whatever. But I always kept up with it every now and again, or I always checked to see who won the Rumble and who won whatever.
Yeah.
But I especially watching this back and also all the gender champion stuff. I don't know. This is a D for me. I don't know.
I couldn't believe that he won the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
To me too, I'm like, this guy doesn't look like, to me, a world champion. But it's a shame. I think
and also,
they could have done more.
Baron never recovered from this either. It's just always 2018, our first women's cash in here.
Oh, nice.
We have Carmella cashing in on Charlotte. I like this, especially because it was off of Charlotte.
True.
It was the biggest star in the women's division at the time, the champion. Carmella, definitely an example of maybe a more mid-card person getting that leapfrog.
She also had it for like a million days. So
that was the point. That was the whole thing, right?
Which was nice. Yep. And then, although I think that the first ever Money in the Bank was won by James Ellsworth. And then they had the rematch on SmackDown. Here, right? Yeah. So I don't think that affects the cash-in, though.
I agree.
And again, Carmella is someone that like I feel like at this point in her career wouldn't just get a title shot on her own merit. So I like that for the Money in the Bank holder to have that kind of. I like it. I think maybe C for Carmella.
I'd be at B.
B,
to be honest with you. I'd be at if you're at a high C.
Yeah.
I'd probably bring you to B.
Yeah.
Because I think it being off of Charlotte, I think is a really cool moment, and also it being like the first ever women's, I think is like really historic. Cool. So I'm gonna go, it kind of laying the groundwork. I think B for sure.
I don't mind that.
Next we have 2018 Braun Strowman's failed cash in on Roman Reigns. I believe it was in a Hell in a Cell match. I believe this was an instance of a predetermined thing. It's going to be a match. And then Brock Lesnar comes in, destroys the whole thing, no contest or whatever, what have you.
I remember I was ranting in the podcast about wanting, certain rules to be adjusted, mostly because we're talking about the steel cage match, Damian Priest walking out the door, and I'm like, okay, Hell in a Cell match is no DQ. Let's reinforce that because this and I thought too, this was actually after the Fiend, Seth Rollins, but this was actually the year before. This was bad. This was not good.
This is pretty faint in my memory. So I'm gonna kind of lean. Oh, okay. I was gonna kind of lean on you.
Because I remember we were doing 20 questions one time, and one of the questions you asked me from the superstar I picked, it was like, has this person won Money in the Bank? And I was like, huh.
Oh right,
I actually had to look it up because I actually didn't remember that Braun Strowman had won Money in the Bank before.
Are we at C or D?
I think D.
Fine with that.
Yeah. I think D, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. We got a little bit of a batch left. We have 2018 same night cash in Alexa Bliss on Nia Jax. I think this is a great one. I mean, this propelled Alexa to like who she is today. The whole storyline. Was this when her and Nia were best friends, or they become friends afterward? I'm getting my timelines mixed up. I think they were buddies afterward.
I think they were buddy.
Maybe both. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
If anything, though, that actually kind of coincides with Tiffy time when around her cashing, because her and Nia were buddy, the whole teasing, whatever, and then finally cashed in. But
this was also, and you've talked about this too, of how the women rarely got to hold it for a while. Again, this is a same night cash in.
They lose points because of that.
Yeah, at this point, especially knowing what it leads to. I want to, let's rewatch this. Because I'm not really, I need to kind of.
It was so long ago.
Oh, it was Ronda versus Nia. Forgot about this. Cash in on Nia.
The match is still ongoing. I like when they do that. Because it creates a kind of
and like now it's a triple threat or like whatever. Boom, Twisted Bliss. I like it. It's less so. I don't know. I think like it being Alexa winning is the best part of it, and Alexa getting it. Like the moment's fine. It being same night does have a little bit of shock value, but at this point we've done the same night a lot.
I'm saying top of C or bottom B.
I think, I'm in the same place. I would lean
because I think too the next year they do the women's Money in the Bank cashes in the same night again. I could be wrong.
Maybe we'll get to it. But I'm not. Yeah, maybe.
So then that will, for me, double lose points because you got to stop doing that.
Yeah, it is.
So I think maybe put Alexa in B.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm with you on that.
Because the crowd did go bananas for this. So
right.
That was a pretty cool special moment. Alexa is a great wrestler.
All right. Next, like you were alluding to, same night cash in 2019, Bayley on Charlotte. I'm going to also bring this one up again.
Bayley, I mean, she is world champion material already, so I don't like that she won the Money in the Bank briefcase per se.
Okay, so looks like we got is this a match? We got Lacey Evans, Charlotte, and Becky. Okay, same night, obviously. And then the match was Charlotte versus Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky was the champion, so Charlotte just won it. Another instance of Charlotte just had it, whatever, or the champion just having it for a little bit. And then Lacey Evans, I guess, was on Charlotte's side. They're beating down Becky post-match. Bayley run in, cash in on Charlotte.
Yeah, I don't love this. Just for another same night cash in. I love Bailey. I did watch this match because the main event was Brock winning, which again another we'll get to that when we get to that. But for old Bailey,
it's another instance of the stuff around it maybe wasn't great, but I love that it was Bailey. It did, like, as you were saying, like, Bailey is for sure like in that main event caliber already, being a 4 horsewoman, but especially at this time. Compared to the other 3, she was always kind of at the bottom. So I think this helped. I don't know if this is her first world title win, but this definitely helped, like, establish her a little more, maybe. Again, I'm also, this is all just looking back at stuff. So, like, revisionist history, but it's a great moment. It's a big pop. But yeah, I don't know if I'm calling this an all-timer.
I'm going top C.
This also, okay, I'll give you this, though. This is when she became the first ever women's Grand Slam champion.
Oh.
It's a good moment. Insane pop.
Pushes it a little bit.
I would maybe, let's look at what we got. I mean, if there was somewhere between B and C, we'd have some stuff there. I would go. I was gonna say I'd maybe bump Alexa down to C and put Bailey at B.
All right,
but I don't know. What are you thinking?
My mindset was I kind of lose points for the end. Back-to-back
same night is tough.
Of same night cash-ins. Bailey being already in my head again, but then you go back to around this time where she wasn't as accomplished. But in my head, she can get a world title shot tomorrow. I kind of lean towards top of C, but I could be convinced for Bailey to join the Bs.
Because I'm also just looking at what we have in C.
Yeah, and
I don't think it's as bad as those.
Yeah.
Which that could even mean, should those get bumped up to D? Maybe. Is B getting a little overcrowded? Maybe. B is just kind of like the middle line. I'm gonna go B, but it is a low B, especially because like you said, the same night kind of
I'm mostly blaming the booking.
Yeah, but I do love like the moment of it being Bailey. B for Bailey also. You gotta factor that in. Next, 2019, we have Brock Lesnar on Seth Rollins. This is Boombox Brock. I kind of want to watch this one again too.
Never forget Mustafa Ali. Just grab it, man. Why did you freeze up? You heard Brock Lesnar's theme song. Why are you just gonna stop what you're doing? Grab the freaking briefcase.
This was when he just ran in and served himself in the
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, another thing of why I mentioned I want some rules to be added. Some of these matches in WWE. If you're not in a ladder match, you can't grab whatever is up for grabs.
100%. All right, so this is Seth winning over corporate Baron Corbin or whatever he was doing with his suit. This was when I believe like Paul Heyman called the shot, right? Paul Heyman, which obviously Brock wasn't officially in the match, but like there was something about Paul Heyman being like, hey, like something's gonna happen, and like
be reminded of that.
Paul Heyman holding the briefcase up. Okay, so yeah, I think it was because Brock won the. Right, I keep thinking this is same night. This is not same night. This is Extreme Rules. So I think it was Paul being like, calling his shot, being like, hey, like he has the briefcase, he's gonna cash in.
Was this the Extreme Rules match of his Seth and Becky versus Baron and Lacey Evans? I think so.
Oh, man, I just saw.
Yeah, winner take all, the hashtag.
Oh.
Yep. Wow. So he cashed in on a kind of mixed gender tag match, which is kind of a funny thing.
It's not great.
No,
this feels like a C to me.
Yeah.
Right? This feels, it's not, I don't think it's a D. It's not like, I don't know.
You could talk me into it being a D. But I'm thinking
arguing.
like for the moment of like, I've envisioned myself in the crowd and then like I'm watching this, tag team match main event. I'm kind of into it. And then I hear one of the best theme songs ever.
Right.
Paul Heyman coming down with the briefcase and then you're seeing a cash in. I think it's okay.
And we're at 2019, right? We might be getting a little Brock Lesnar fatigue at this point,
Big time. I remember I was furious that he won.
All right.
Furious.
Interesting one. 2020 pandemic, we have Asuka technically getting the title because Becky the next night announced her pregnancy, giving it to Asuka. Really good moment. Asuka, realized like, oh, you're pregnant, being super happy for Becky in the moment and then getting the title.
I thought it was funny though. I remember she was overjoyed though.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just a nice moment of a hug. And I do believe this did, lead to, I think when Becky did end up returning, I think they did do Asuka versus Becky, I believe. It's so unique. It's S or A to me. I don't know.
I like A. I think it's
okay. Yeah. I'm glad you're here to bring me down. You're here to be my rock. And I appreciate that.
Of course.
But I do, You're
smelling I'm cooking.
Yeah, I do. It is a great moment. it's very unique and it's very rare for something like this to happen. Asuka deserved it. It was cool that Becky got this moment. You could tell it was two genuine friends like going to share this moment. Also, it was in the pandemic too, so it was also just a nice moment in a time that was bad.
Yes.
But I don't know if you have any more to say about it. That's kind of where
it was okay. Yeah. I mean, not okay, but I mean, it was now it's an A, but like like you said, it kind of means more considering what you just said, the pandemic.
Yeah.
Becky left to be a mom, right? She left because she was pregnant. Yeah. So that's another beautiful thing. You know, the invention of life. So
the invention of life.
So yeah, you gotta love all that.
2021, we have Nikki, almost a superhero, cashing in on Charlotte. If you like this, I don't remember this moment at all. I remember like the cash, and I remember her being a champion.
Yeah.
But like Nikki ASH as champion is kind of crazy.
It's bananas. This to me is like old elderly Vince booking. Why did she have this gimmick? I'd have no idea.
The gimmick is it is very like, you know, Stardust-esque of just like, you know,
like happy for Nikki Cross, but
ooh, okay, so this was Charlotte versus Rhea, a young Rhea with the blonde. Inserts herself into the match, I guess.
It's like the Hurricane winning the world title. It makes I don't know.
1,000% good for Nikki, like great. But yeah, I don't think the title run following it, which like not that it's super about that, was super memorable. I don't know. I don't want to be the bad guy, but
D. Yeah. I'm going D.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nikki.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, like I said, handful left. Ooh, we have every single time we talk about this, I always say like I forget it happened. The Miz won the WWE Championship in the pandemic. 2021, The Miz cashes in after he beat Otis for the briefcase. Otis won the briefcase, ended up beating Otis, cashed in on a Drew McIntyre.
Hey Ty, you're making noises, but this solidified him being a double Grand Slam champion.
Okay, that's okay.
That's
I
something.
think that keeps it at a D.
Yeah, this was kind of silly. This was just so Drew didn't have to take an L against Bobby Lashley. I remember folks saying too, like, "Oh no, this is going to be a start of like a crazy Miz heel run, whatever."
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks later, lost it to Bobby Lashley. So
And like obviously,
lost it to Randy Orton.
Okay.
Yes.
Obviously, pandemic, you know, is also just tough in general. But I'm fine with C. D. Where do you want to go? I'm
because of the time period.
It gets a little slack.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Next, 2021, we have Big E cashing in on Bobby Lashley.
At the Garden.
Where are we?
At the Garden. And not Madison Square Garden, TD Bank Garden.
Oh my God!
Boston.
Yeah, he did do that. Yeah. I almost went to that. And I was like, no, I don't feel like going. And I was like, Boston has events happen. Like Boston's got, whenever they're in Boston, some stuff happens.
They like to pop off.
Where you at?
This was awesome. This was
great.
A surprising moment. This was pretty great.
The moment too with New Day coming in and hugging them. Everyone's so overjoyed. The first of the New Day members to win that title. You know, obviously you have Kofi Mania kind of a year or two down the line.
I also almost went to this too and then didn't. And then a group of my friends somehow got into a press box.
Really?
So they were sending it in a press box. Kind of like, I remember they're sending me like Snapchat stories like that. I'm like, dude, like, and like my friend Jack was there and he's a big time fan. But his other friends are like kind of casuals.
Sure.
So like, I'm kind of, they send me Snapchat stories and then I'm like, oh, why aren't they paying attention? They need to pay attention and watch the matches, whatever. And then they send me the Snapchat story of all them freaking out over Big E cashing in. I'm like, I had so much FOMO.
If I was there live, I would have already said this is an S tier. However, I think it's still an S tier. Yeah, you're closer to A. Where are you?
I'm A.
You want to watch it? Let's watch it.
Yeah, let's do it. No, I think it's so. I know.
Yeah, what's your thought process?
Big E's theme song is not great. So I remember like watching this on TV and being like, oh, I wish he had a cooler theme song for that initial like entrance. But this was a special moment. Big E. I mean, this is kind of his biggest moment in his career.
I would say so. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Riddle, right, Hurt Business stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell you what was going on during...
Randy Orton, is it? I don't know what's going on either. MVP. I don't know what's going on.
RK Bro's the thing. He had that weird mustache.
Oh my God, he's so hyped. Oh, I don't know why they cut away from the actual wrestling, but okay. Eddie won it and then hit his thing. I believe Bobby might have kicked out. I'm not really sure.
Big ending, big cash in, Big E. This is kind of like, you know, a reward for being the top tag team for like 10 years and selling all that merch, being, you know, such a good soldier. Great company, man.
And it's one of those moments like we're talking about that we might not get nowadays. That, well, that's kind of a lie, but we don't get as often nowadays of that mid-carder that otherwise might not have gotten that opportunity and kind of needed that cash in.
Yeah. Elevated him to that big time status, and like it's so unfortunate what happened to his neck injury. Wish he was still on the top of the card.
I'm definitely closer to S. I wouldn't be mad at a high A. If you're stuck on A, I'm not mad at a high A. Okay, I'll go with that.
Given if we were there, I'm sure it'd be like, this is better than Seth Rollins.
Believe me. All right, next one. We have 2022, Liv Morgan cashing on Ronda Rousey same night. Okay, this I love, dude. This is like, God, you see where Liv Morgan is now? Again, butterfly effect. Like this cash in, this world title win for Liv Morgan is why Liv Morgan is a star now. Liv Morgan proving herself she's an all-timer. I think also cashing in on Ronda.
Yes.
Ronda had her in the ankle lock for like so long. It was like, oh my God, is Liv gonna fail this? Her winning it, and that was, again, we talked about, we did the real names quiz. This is Gianna Daddio in that ring crying. If you're not convinced of S, I want to show you the video.
Yeah, I know. I kind of need
this. You want to see it?
I know what happened. I kind of don't.
Sure.
I don't know where it happened. Wait, was this a same night cash in?
Same night cash in.
Oh, we don't love that.
I know. So that's the thing. Yeah. I don't love it either, but I think the moment is just so good.
But again, like around the theme of someone that hasn't gotten to that brass ring yet, gets the cash in or gets the briefcase and then cashes in. That's
look at her crying, Jimmy.
Yeah,
right?
I see the tears.
You're putting that at A. All right, and Ronda. I think also because it was Ronda too, and at the time they were just like, Ronda is unstoppable. Ronda is,
and
this
is
what I mean?
Babyface Liv at the time too, so that's some points there too.
Her just fired up. Oh my God, she's so hyped.
Oh,
I love that. Like instantly, Ronda got the better of her. Oh my God, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen?
Oh, could you imagine she just tapped out?
I know. I give up.
The internet would explode.
Oh
wow,
my
the emotions.
God!
Wow.
Oh my God! I know I'm not the biggest fan of like the roll up either, without a whole lot of other offense. But oh my God, I know.
So getting that reminder, I kind of put it at B-Ray.
Really?
You wanted S?
Oh, I'm an S. I love it for Liv Morgan. I think it's one of the best ones of recent memory.
Wow.
I don't love I think that's what's dampening it, if that's even the phrase. For it is like the roll up, but I think it was needed because at the time Ronda was like treated as the best and unbeatable.
Watching that freshly too, it's like what caused Ronda to not kick out? It's like she had her in the ankle lock. And then
so she kicked her knee. She had a knee. Her knee was hurt because of the match. Kicked her knee, and that kind of helped.
True. Okay.
I'll fight tooth and nail to not put it B. I don't think it deserves B at all.
I'm okay with A.
But I'd be at A if I was doing this. Granted, I guess what we've learned. If I was doing this personally, I'd have a decent more at S. It's an S for me, but for the sake of needing to move on, you're nowhere near S.
I'm not.
No?
I'm gonna be
all right. I'll be at a high A. But like I said, it's one of my I think it's just like the emotion too. But this is where the comments are gonna help us. Comments, let us know. Am I crazy? Should it be S? Should Damian Sandow be S? Are we? But we do have a few more here. We have all right. This one we I think we can agree on. Austin Theory's failed cash in on Seth Rollins' United States title. I think Bobby Lashley took him out, or someone took him out. I wrote it down. Bobby Lashley also took out Austin Theory. Yeah. So it's all dumb. It's also for the US title, which is stupid. This is the easiest D for me. No. Oh my God. Where
you want to talk about S? You want to talk about special moments? Yeah. Everyone in their mother is like, oh, you cash in on the world title. No, Austin Theory's a different breed. All right, he wants to cash in on the title for the United States. And I'm trying to.
He doesn't care about the world.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of because what Roman Reigns kind of bitched him out. I remember and was like, "You better not cash in on this boy. Your daddy's not here no more." Was that the same time period? I think?
I'm not. I don't remember.
Yeah, this was awful. This was the worst thing you can ever imagine.
It was such a. Oh hey, we are not going to push Theory. We're not even giving him the U.S. title. Let's have him fail it.
Still recovering.
Yeah,
and then got time. A United States title match by. Because as you do as a wrestler, you get a mid-card opportunity for a title. Why would you cash in on this? This made no sense. This was awful.
Okay, Jimmy, we got the next one here.
Yes.
Be prepared for me to fight. Ooh, be prepared for me to fight.
Let's go.
2013. Io Sky.
2013.
2023. What did I say? 2023. Io Sky on Bianca Belair. This is... I want to rewatch it again.
I'd love to.
But I think you know where I'm leaning.
I mean,
I think you know where I'm leaning.
You can put your boxing gloves away, because I'm probably leaning towards the same thing.
Oh. And especially it was after this like great match of Bianca, Charlotte, Asuka. Bianca finally won it back. I don't think this was their first time winning it, but got it. And then that Io song. Bianca with the roll up while still at... Oh my God, what a cool win.
Because then Bailey helps her too, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of damage control.
Yeah.
Damage control and Dakota and Bailey are out there. It's the perfect song for a cash-in. Bianca like, no way. Yeah, dude.
Huge disadvantage you cash in on a PLE that has this long ramp.
Bang. Bailey taking out Charlotte. Taking out Asuka. The emotion after how hype she is. Oh my God.
Chills. I actually got chills watching that.
I'm crying.
Yeah.
It's an S for me.
Yeah, no,
it's an S for me.
You don't have to fight me on that, my friend.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was prepared. I didn't say I was gonna, but I was at least prepared. You know, you know what I mean?
That's fair.
All right, our final three here. We have Damian Priest cashing in at WrestleMania 40 just moments after Drew McIntyre won it from a Seth Rollins.
Putting his crotch in Punk's face.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what happened?
Punk was on commentary because he got injured for the Rumble.
Yes.
And then Drew just couldn't not gloat for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then Punk wipes his feet off the floor, starts beating his ass, and then here comes Senior Money in the Bank, cashes in. Drew 5 minutes as champion. Yes.
So this is... I'm gonna kind of let you steer a little bit. I mean, my bias does not put this at S.
Yeah.
I did have a bias of being there.
True.
And, you know, I saw a cash-in live, Damian Rand. I'll tell you this, though. And this is where you got to kind of suspend some disbelief and be a little wary of knowing where not to look at a live show. So where we were at WrestleMania 40, we were by the ramp, and we started seeing a cameraman start getting ready on the ramp. So instantly we were like, oh my God, the cameraman's getting set up. Something's going to happen. And then obviously it happened a couple of times. But it's a great one to me. It's really good. I don't know. Where you at?
I immediately thought A. I love how this was done. I kind of thought maybe going into this event that it could happen, but then like once Drew won and the match was over, I'm like, oh, like good for Drew. This dude's like been the MVP. But I could always call him the MVP of the pandemic because I thought he was the MVP of the pandemic, and just like he won the world title at WrestleMania during that time, but had no crowd. This is his moment. He finally gets it. But that chorus,
devastating.
His ego, he couldn't not put his big Scottish crotch in Punk's face and kind of dangle the world title. Punk took him out,
and it did also lead Damian to being that main event guy. I think he had a pretty solid world title run.
Yeah.
I think a lot of good came out of this.
I have it at A, but if you want to put it in S, because again,
no, I'd be closer to B.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's it's like good, but it's nothing like spectacular. But I like A. Like I'm at like a low A.
Yeah.
My bias cements it a little more in A, like being there. But
I think people kind of sleep on the moment itself because some people kind of criticize Damian Priest as a world champion. But I thought the moment itself, it's the second ever WrestleMania cash-in. So amazing.
All right, our final two here we have. 2024 Drew McIntyre cashing in on Damian and Seth. Like they're in their match, whatever. Same night, CM Punk takes out Drew McIntyre. This is kind of a massive point in the Punk Drew moment. However, this moment heavily criticized for just wasting the briefcase, and I fully agree.
Totally agree. It's definitely now more indicative of Triple H's recent comments of hating Money in the Bank. He's like, you know what?
Let's get it out of here.
Let's get it out of here. We'll have a great ladder match, big moment for Drew. We'll add it to the story that we're telling with Drew and his selfishness and hatred of Punk.
And it's one of the best feuds of recent memory for WWE. However, this never needed the Money in the Bank briefcase. Like it does, like 100%. It does add to it's like Punk stole something else from him. He undermined him yet again. However, for the sake of it being Money in the Bank and also same night, I'm at a D.
Drew for D. D for Drew.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Last one of the day, we have Tiffy Time cashing in on Nia Jax in January of this year. It's a great one. And so you have the whole, I rewatched this one too, and I forgot how in a good way, how kind of strung out it was, right?
Yeah.
First, I mean, you had Tiffany holding it for a while. You had them being friends. Tiffany telling Nia, no, I'm not going to cash on you. I'm cashing on the other champion. Yeah. Tiffany coming out during the match while Nia's getting her ass kicked. Maybe it was post-match. I don't really remember. Tiffany decided not to not cash it in. You know what? Whatever. Nia wins. Nia retains. I think it was against Bianca. Nia Jax celebrating Tiffany, turning on Candice LeRae, and then turning on Nia Jax to cash in, hitting the prettiest moonsault. It's a great one. I think I don't know if I'm at S. I think this needs to age a little bit.
Sure.
And maybe like a year or two down the line, we can look back at this and
Yeah.
like, you know, it's a different ranking. To me, I'm at A though. So I do think it's a great moment for Tiffany. It propels her, you know, into that world championship picture that she was destined for. You kind of have that Nia story. She's still the champ. So we're still kind of feeling this, you know, the residuals off the cash in, but I'm at A.
I'm at A too, but
Yeah.
I'm like, what else could have been more to make it S? And I'm like hard pressed to like think of like what could have else been added to it, because I loved the storyline. I loved the kind of like, oh, I'm not gonna cash in,
Yeah.
but it's so obvious that and how many times they teased it.
I think that's and like I mean
it's
like you
fun.
know
It was
granted
fun.
like I don't know how much we're taking into account, but you're right. Like there is like those months of like the teasing, the cash in, her like, oh, never mind, I'm not gonna cash in. So I don't that's why I think like after it's all said and done, maybe come like a year or two or whatever, like this could easily be an S. I don't know why I'm not there.
When we're still in the Tiffy reign too, and it's been phenomenal. She's a great champion. She's a great wrestler.
I don't know. So where are you?
I'm at A, but like I'm so like what else could have been more done to make this S?
I'm with you. I'm at A right now for safety reasons, but like I think in a year or two we're gonna be putting this at S.
Maybe.
I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, we're recording for an hour. That's crazy. Jesus Christ, I didn't expect that to be that long. Folks, wow, that's the tier list. Please let us know what got snubbed, what should be higher, what should be lower. If you're watching this post Money in the Bank 2025, well then the cash-ins. Hopefully there's no same night cash-ins. So cash-ins. You know what? If you're watching this in the future and more cash-ins happen, let us know where you'd put them or whatever. Please join us for June 7th. We are live streaming this year's Money in the Bank, so we'll get to see that. Obviously, the Money in the Bank briefcase will be on the line. Jimmy and I are going to be reaching for it, climbing those ladders during the predictions. With that said, thank you for being here. Again, check out everything in the description, merch, Patreon, all that stuff. We'll get out of here. Goodbye. Peace.